the one thing that you get credited by, especially when I interviewed Sprague Doogie, when I spoke to him about the Neptunes, he says, "Oh yeah, that was Tammy who really pushed for them and was looking after them." What the story we get is that they were in a talent show, and Teddy was there and the judge, and or was that how you discovered them, winning a talent show?
Yeah, he was there. I was there. Teddy was there. A lot of people from Future Records was at, the high school was walking distance from the studio, as they said. Teddy sponsored the talent show because he was trying to do positive things for the town that had to do with incorporating music and talent with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the Neptunes was the best thing at the talent show. I was there. I voted for them. I was on the panel. Teddy came, they won. And after they won, I mean, it just, from that point, it just, Pharrell, very ambitious young man, came to the studio very often. And we kept running into each other. And one of the times we ran into each other, we exchanged numbers, and I already liked the stuff that they did, but I hadn't really heard a whole bunch of it. And one time he gave me a tape. Somebody gave us a ride home, and we were all in the car together, and he gave me the tape. And after that, that's when I started bugging Teddy. I was like, you got to sign these guys. They're really good, And it took a couple of times. And then what happened was, Pharrell, being the ambitious guy that he is, he started calling me up, and we would get together. He would come to my house because Teddy's a very busy guy at this point. This is after Michael Jackson. I'm not even sure if this was the second album he did with Michael. I don't know. All I know, he was very, very busy. So although I was signed, I was waiting, and I was about to do my project. The Neptunes, were going to do some stuff for my project. And that's how Pharrell and Chad and I started working together, because we figured while we were waiting for Teddy to be ready for us, ready for me first, because, I was already there. But the point is that we started working together. And Teddy was aware. We started recording stuff in one of the other studio rooms. I think it was the A room, B room. I don't know. They had an A, B, C. I don't know which one is now. It's hard. It's a long time ago now, but we were recording in one of the other rooms there. You know what I mean? And we recorded a couple of songs. Teddy liked them. And, but then, we were waiting, and we were younger then. It was just very impatient, And at some point, Pharrell just decided that we're going to go every day and go and create. Early on, he had submitted a bunch of tracks to me, him and Chad. He submitted the tracks that he and Chad made together. And, I referenced some of them, and that's how it all started. We just began to back and forth. I taught them all I knew. And we worked and grew together, and before I know it, I mean, in a matter of maybe 2 or 3 years, Pharrell, had pretty much mastered the whole situation.
Wow.
He and Chad.
So I think there were 2 things I caught. One, so you were signed to Teddy, and there was a plan to actually do an album.
Yeah, I was signed to Future Interscope.
Okay.
I had a deal at MCA. I had a Capitol record deal. I had an MCA deal, and I had an Interscope deal.
Okay. And the plan was there a roadmap for you to release an album?
Of course, every time.
No, but with the last one with Future and Interscope, was there?
Every single time. Okay, things happen. What can I tell you?
Yeah. Did you record with the Future teams, or were you recording mainly with?
I recorded some songs with Teddy. Yes, I did, and then I started recording songs with the Neptunes. But it never got to the point where we could really we really putting the stuff together, because other things came into play.
Yeah. So the stuff you recorded with Teddy, what happened to those songs?
They're still around. I got them on cassette.
Wait, so were they finished?
Huh?
Were they finished?
A few of them were. But I wouldn't sing them today because they're for a young Tammy, young Tammy Lucas. You know what I'm saying? A Tammy in her 20s.
Yeah, but I think that there's a call by a lot of us to say the music that's out now we don't relate to it, and no one's making the feel-good music from those days. And apart from moving some of the production, I mean, it's almost like, why are we robbed from those type of vintage songs?
Well, you know, I'm gonna try to fill that spot up a little bit. You know, I'm working on some stuff now, and hopefully before the end of the year. You know, you know, it's a different game now. I'm doing it independently. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's easier in one way, but then at the same time, so you still need funds. You know, if you really want to do it right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so. But we're getting there. We're doing it.
As I think one question before we sort of wrap up was there was a song that I played, turn off the lights. Was that one of the things you guys were doing early on?
That was the song that I did with the Neptunes, and actually that was done after Pharrell left Teddy and after I left Teddy in 1994. This is something that just Neptunes and Tammy Lucas. Because, you know, it just got to a point where we couldn't see eye to eye with the whole Future situation. You know what I mean? So that was one of the situations I walked away from again. And then, you know, myself and the Neptunes, we had locked in, you know what I'm saying, with each other. We began to just create, you know, we did a couple of compilation albums. We had one that was supposed to come out on, oh my God, on EMI. But then it didn't come out because the executives, I believe, who, you know, were gonna giving us the advance to do it and all that type of stuff. By the time the album was done, they weren't there anymore. You know, it was
the mergers.
Right, and you see what I'm saying? It'd be little things like that in the industry. This changed, that changed. Sometimes it's not just. A lot of times it's not always beef that people think it is. It's the music business part of the thing. You know what I mean? The whole nother side than just, you know, the music itself. So it didn't come out, but none of this stuff is wasted. You know what I'm saying? When you're creating and doing it's never wasted. You know what I mean? We worked with Joe for a little while before he became really known to everybody for his big talent.
When you see Pharrell, as you know, when you talk about Pharrell, you can put him in the same kind of with Kanye and Jay-Z, because he's really a big industry player. The kid you saw back in high school, did you think he was going to grow up like this? Because not just as a producer, but he's an icon.
No, he's everything. No, I don't know if I saw that, but I tell you what I did see. I saw somebody that knew where they was going. He was just sure that he was going somewhere good, okay? And he was excited about it. He had good energy, you know, and he had got a lot of good music, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, I follow the music. Wherever that music is at, that's where you can find Tammy Lucas with hot producers, you know what I'm saying? The boy Jarvis and Timmy Regisford and Teddy Riley and Pharrell and Chad, you know, and now I'm working with, you know, 88 Keys and Super Dave West, you know what I'm saying? I follow hot producers wherever I go. That's my formula, because, you know, I do what I do, melodies and lyrics, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that makes a marriage, you know what I'm saying? And I love other singers and, you know, all the other players too, you know what I'm saying? Live instruments, oh my God, we need more.
Yeah.
we need more of that. When I do my project, we're gonna have some live instruments on there, like a Quincy Jones album, or, you know, one of these albums, that, listen, we need live instruments. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to ask you about your project, but the one thing is Chad doesn't seem to get mentioned a lot because Pharrell seems to take the limelight, but you know, he played the saxophone on Tonight's Tonight, but so and I think Happy Home or so, but he's very quiet. We don't get to hear much about him. What was his thing when you're working with both of them? What does he bring to the table?
Here's what I say about Chad. Chad is a Pisces like me, okay? Born one day before me. Yesterday was his birthday.
Okay.
Chad's a very cool dude. But, you know, Pisces in general, a lot of times, we are a shy sign. So I believe that Chad a lot of times may show his shy side. I'm sure he has a more open side, you know what I'm saying, possibly with his family and with us too. We know him, you know what I mean? But the reason why we always talk about Pharrell is because Pharrell, he's not just a front man. He's the guy that made all the connections. Chad really just sort of came along for the ride on the music end of it. But Pharrell did music, he made connections, he did everything. He's the idea man,
Okay.
He's the everything guy. I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? The guy was super, super ambitious as a young guy. He was bursting with ideas constantly, okay? And great ideas, you know? We made some very beautiful music. As a matter of fact, I want to use some of those songs, Turn Out the Lights, which is the one that the gentleman spoke about, and maybe one or two more, because we made some really, really great music that was supposed to go on the album that was going to be on Interscope at the time. You know, future Interscope. It would have been some Teddy Riley songs, and it would have been some Neptune songs, right?
Oh, that would have been so amazing.
When I met Pharrell, he was a kid. I mean, I was a kid too. I'm older than him, but not that much. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was out of high school. He was still in high school.
Okay.
But my point is that those songs that he had, okay, the first songs I heard from the Neptunes, okay,
Yeah.
they was dope. I know dope when I hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they at one time they were. I mean, still, if they do come out with anything, they're still the biggest, one of the biggest production team.
Yeah, but people might be surprised to hear some of the stuff they did early. I don't know who's heard that, but my point is that my ear knew then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's different from the stuff that people know them from.
Okay, with the Noriega and
It's different from that because, you know, of course, their musicianship developed during that time, you know, under my tutelage. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Are you still are they gonna help you with something on your album?
I hope they do. Hello, Pharrell, give me a call. You know my number. Of course, I hope they do. Listen, let me tell you something. Everybody loved Tammy Lucas. I don't have no beef with nobody, okay?
Yeah.
So who knows? Teddy might be on board too. We don't know.